Hello kids, it's Englentine here, and since Marvel doesn't cancel the book, I guess I've got to talk about the book. And alrighty, so what we've got here is a cover. It's derivative of X-Men number 171, where Rogue came to the X-Men for help getting her powers under check. This is after she stole all the powers from Ms. Marvel, and I'm talking about that because it's a far more interesting book than America number 3. Viva America! That's right, it's me, America Chavez, exile of the utopian parallel. Okay, kids, hold on. We've been over this twice. You're using the word wrong. Stop using the word exile, okay? Exile. The state of being barred from one's native country, typically for political or punitive reasons. That's not what she is. According to Marvel Wiki, America ran away from her home and her responsibilities. She traveled across different realities, eventually adopting the moniker of Miss America, and began covertly acting as a superhero. She ran. That's not exile. At best, it's refugee, but in reality, it's person who moved because they didn't like the new landlord. Come on, Gabby, we're not even through the first sentence. Please be better than this, okay? Let's see. Student at Sotomayor RU, that's still going on, and I'm not new. I'm Teen Brigade, Young Avengers, and the Ultimate Certified. You don't need to see ID. I've got my own solo series now, and then she does the Spanglish thing, which I'm not going to destroy the Spanish language anymore. So, previously in America, in issue number 1, I fight this person who was made of energy and really punched him hard, and they all blew up, and I was like, what? Kind of blew up. Then I met my girlfriend, and she broke up with me because I was like, gotta go to college, come with me. And she's like, no, I got a life, I got a job, but I gotta go to college, you gotta be with me. And then I went to college, and I met my friend. His name is Prodigy, but then I used to think, go to the past, and I met Peggy Carter, and Peggy Carter's like, hey man, I knew you were coming. I was like, what? Knew I was coming. And then I went back to college, and there was these robots. I didn't know they were robots, but they were white kids, so I knew something was wrong with them. And then the white kids took over the school. I was like, kapow, gonna punch you now. And they took Prodigy, but for some reason they let Prodigy make a phone call saying, yo America, sup, you gotta come help, dude. So I went and I came and helped, and then the people I helped in the first issue kidnapped my girlfriend, so now I'm pissed. The now well-ventilated lecture hall of Sotomayor University. America, come back! David, you know that girl's just gone off, right? Yeah, Chandra. But for just a second, I wanted to believe that America wasn't already halfway around the universe with her fists out. Guess we're gonna have to go get her now.
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder, hiding all who our plunder.
Okay, Chavez, don't do that thing where you run off and mess everything up. Remember what Peggy told you. You need a plan. Remember, you were once that kid looking for someone, anyone to connect to. That's still you. Sure, they kidnapped the person I love, and I crashed through the ceiling thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta beat somebody up, but those kids just need a hug. And this, kids, is how recidivists are made. And so America has a flashback to when she first arrived on Earth, and I've got to say, this is the way we would have done it. In our If I Wrote America Chavez video, we said we would have done exactly this. Her getting accepted in the Latino community just because of her skin color. And that's how she becomes a Spanish person from another dimension. Good going, Gabby. Still, I was a tourist everywhere, lifting language and culture from the love of a people who weren't my kin, but held me as their own. Dove fist first into being a superhero, 'cause it felt right, like I was honoring my moms, you know? And everything shifted. She felt like home. Funny thing about doing these reviews is I'm starting to see how America could be a good character. Like right here, if she explored the fact that her anger and her wanting to fight all the time came from her mother's dying and the fact that she grew up alone even though she was surrounded by people, that would make a three-dimensional character. Instead, it's a one-off paragraph, and then she says, and everything shifted. She felt like home. Are we talking about the girlfriend again? This is not made clear, Gabby. Come on. I'm coming for you, Lisa. And then she punches into a different dimension. Hadouken! Little known to her, though, there's somebody watching her as she flies off saying, "Be brave, America, be soft. Remember to twist the valve sometime and release all that pressure inside. What you've been through doesn't have to be what you are or who you become. It only feels strange because you've been away. Please know your Madramar has always loved you." So somebody calling herself her Madramar is watching her, and I figure, okay, well, I got to find out what Madramar means, so I looked it up. Couldn't find Madramar, but now I am hooked on a telenovela called Maramar, so, check that out. The skies above Sotomayor University, a school located in a world between dimensions. It's pretty hard to get into, which explains the white kid robot invasion we had in the last issue. Wait, this school was set between dimensions? Did anybody else get that feeling? I didn't get that feeling. I was thinking it's like Chicago or something. I don't know. Hey, I've been reading this panel to panel, but I know my brain turns off sometimes. Did anybody else get that feeling? I mean, there was a school bus, right? Remember in the last issue, there was a school bus? They were rounding people up? Okay, I can't believe I'm looking for logic in an issue of America. So she punches through the dimension, she lands. I don't know how that works. She has to fly up into the air, punch through the dimension, and she lands on the ground of the other dimension. This isn't Maltexia. How does this keep happening? I choose the dimensions. I control where I land. What the ever-loving? Who are you? Another little mutant for me to squash? That's the voice I chose for Juggernaut. I guess all the others were used. And one of my favorite scenes where she threatens the Juggernaut and the Juggernaut just bitch slaps her. I could watch that all day. Oh, it's so nice when she's quiet and not talking and Gabby's not trying to write dialogue for her. So Nightcrawler pops in. "You're new to us, aren't you, Liebling?" I can't do German accent. Sorry, guys. That's why I did a surfer accent in the first place, because I don't do Spanish accents either. Oh, hell no. Even though Gabby established that America knew that she was in a different dimension, she has America grab on to Nightcrawler and say, "Take me to Lisa. I don't care who you are or what." You're not playing fair, little one. And then he bamps away. And you know what? I gave her credit, okay? I've done my part to be nice this issue. So she attacks Nightcrawler, thinking that, okay, she can find Lisa, but there's a whole bunch of people down there, and she doesn't say, "Can anybody tell me where Lisa is?" She says, "Can someone please tell me what the hell's going on here? If you want to fight, come join us on the battlefield." Okay, so there's automatically accepting her into the danger room. This whole thing, they're still going after the Juggernaut hologram and not the person that bumped right on into their danger room? You would think that would be priority one. "Oh, hey, you're Storm, like Storm from the X-Men, Storm. Santa Joanga in heaven." "I am Aurora." Now, I looked up Santa Joanga and didn't find anything. I did find a Santa Joana, but that was a city. So if anybody wants to give the definition, surprise, it's Storm. And yes, she's surprised even though she saw and even referenced Wolverine just a few seconds earlier. But the real idiocy comes from Storm's dialogue when she says, "And you are America, the one they said would come, the one who opens dimensions and bends time. Welcome to the danger room." "They? Who announced me? Why do you have a mohawk now?" "Your ancestors are they. And it's the 80s. Punk is huge right now. It depends on what time." "Whoa, I can't get distracted. Lisa's in trouble, and I gotta find her." So, okay, Peggy Carter said somebody announced her also. Are we saying that Peggy Carter wasn't told that they were her ancestors? Or did Storm know by osmosis that they were her ancestors, and who told her? How did she come by the information? Why couldn't Peggy tell her before? This is one of those stories where every character she meets has a little bit more knowledge than the ones before it, just so they could keep the story going on for longer. And in this one, Storm says that every time she opens a portal, it's going to lead back to her, so stay. "America Chavez, you're exactly where you need to be. Although we are new to each other, trust that our connection runs deep. There is something vital I must pass along to you. I promise. It will help you find your love." Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. The ancestral plane, beyond the utopian parallel, beyond the multiverse, and into Vampire Diaries fan fiction. No kidding, I looked it up. I wanted to find out what the ancestral plane is, and yep, it comes from Vampire Diaries fanfiction. And then we get a little bit of Gabby Rivera's life lessons. Usually she waits for the end of the book to do this. Make plans, train your body, follow the guiding spirits, be ready for anything, but never seek control. It's an illusion. You control nothing. At any point, the universe can come for you with all its might, love, and chaos. And of course, we have the young lady in a boxing ring. I like to think that a good artist is like a good director, where every shot means something. So why is this old lady in a boxing ring? What is this supposed to mean? And for some reason, we do see that the old lady is busted up, like she's been in a fight. Maybe she was in a boxing match. Your power is on the verge of full bloom. To Ashal and Uzam be the honor. Our abilities are one. Our sangre ripples and ebbs throughout the galaxy. I'm taking you where you need to go, America. But you have to let me guide you. Be ready. Soon we will collide. Quick note to the artist, if you're going to have this appearing, disappearing hood thing, in one panel have her hands on the hood, and then at least we would get the sense of emotion of where she put her hood back. But that's not even what happens. There is a hood, and then there is absolutely no hood. She's laying down, right? We don't see that she got up, but is she on the ropes? So she went from flat on her back to sitting up. There's been no sense of motion. It's just two different pictures. It's like a really bad edit in a movie. Storm's Oasis, the attic of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, home of the X-Men. Damn, this place feels like home. How's that even possible? The love I have layered into this room is infinite, America. Bringing you here only adds to it. You know, I would actually pay $10 for somebody to tell her she smells bad because he hasn't changed her clothes, or that maybe they don't like her attitude. Every time somebody is talking to or about this woman, I swear to God. True confession, I never knew about the Mary Sue trope until I read this book. So then Storm confirms what I was thinking earlier, that each person she meets is given a set of information, a little more than the last person. But when America says, "Why am I here, Aurora?" she says, "You ask with such sincerity as if I'm the one who can answer that. I know what I have to share with you, America, and that's all I know." So literally, she's just given a little bit of information because she knew enough to say, "Your ancestors sent you to me," which is more than what Peggy Carter knew. And immediately, America is disinterested in anything Aurora has to say and says, "Okay, look, I'm honored to be here, but I have a beautiful and kind of perfect but sort of ex-girlfriend to go save. Listen for her." "What do you mean?" "Close your eyes. Find her voice inside of you. Pull it to you from far reaches of the universe." So how is it possible for anybody else to know that America can track people through dimensions? So wait a second, the ancestor that knows that America is going to arrive in the 80s for the X-Men, I guess maybe they're steering her that way, but the ancestors know that America has the power to track people through dimensions, and instead of coming to them and saying, "Hey, America, look what you can do," they give it to Aurora Monroe, not of the present, but of the past, to teach her? It doesn't make sense. It does not make narrative sense. Why would you do that? In moments when the sun is blinding, when it shines down and highlights all of you that is raw and human, stare straight into its rays. Burn out your retinas. Shed everything you know about yourself. Molt out of the flesh that binds you. Here's a knife. It'll help. And you'll be reborn. This isn't like my type of thing, you know. But okay, don't laugh though. Never. So America tries self-reflection for exactly one panel and then yells, "I can't do this! My powers don't work like this. I don't do touchy-feely hear your inner voice stuff, okay?" Have you ever considered that your powers may extend beyond portals and punching? That you may be connected to the multiverse in ways you've never imagined? Ways that no person or entity has ever before? I guess I've been afraid in my dreams I'm a hypernova. But when I wake up, I'm some faded neon sign blinking on and off. And I haven't figured out the way to get there to be that mega blast of energy, you know? So Storm tells her to harness the fear and she'll be able to find Lisa and the ancestors she's been looking for. And yet, I don't recall her looking for any ancestors. I mean, there was the one for the report, but she seems to not really give a care about that. She definitely didn't in the second issue. So anyway, of course, Storm is giving her the whole look inside yourself, but America says that's not the way she's got to do it. As a matter of fact, there's only one way she can do it. And America says they've got to fight. Naturally, Storm, being the person that she is, says, well, we really need to get you to Professor X or to Doc Samson so they can take a look at you and your violent tendencies to want to lash out at people who are caring for you and try. Nope. She blows her aside and says, my safe word is thunderclap, which I've got to tell you, people, in the 80s, this wasn't a thing. The whole safe word thing? No, sorry. Bad writing. But, you know, par for the course for this book. That being said, I guess it's of note to say that her safe word is thunderclap. Now, of course, that means something loud, startling, you know. Okay, sure, fine. But they allude to the fact that there's something more, like it's something sexual, but the only thing sexual associated with the word clap is gonorrhea. So, yeah, way to stay classy, Gabby. So Storm begins to train her, even though it just seems weird that she has to be a tracker because she can open a door. I can open many doors. Doesn't mean I'm a detective. Go figure. But what they're really trying to do is get America to admit that sometimes she's at fault, that she's not perfect, which is amazing for this book because the book tries to convince us all the time that she absolutely is perfect. And right here she says, hey, I broke up with her, but it was her fault too. So we actually find out that she didn't learn anything, but that still allows her to find Lisa anyway. And she says, hey, she's watching Buffy, and I think I found her. And so Gabby, yeah, probably so. And so America and Storm talk, and the dialogue is basically every last 3 minutes of any TV show ever, where one person is leaving another. And it comes to no surprise that this story did not need to be told. She was trying to go to Malton X to find Lisa. So she goes to Storm to learn how to go to Malton X to find Lisa. But in order to find the way to Malton X, she has to discover herself. She has to look inward and find her own faults. So she finds her own faults, but at last minute she says, no, it's Lisa's fault also. So everything, where she started at the beginning of the book is exactly where she ends up here at the end of the book. There has been nothing that has changed. Nothing about her has changed. This entire issue is irrelevant, which, if you've been paying attention, if you've been watching these videos, that's 3 for 3. There is nothing in any story that has made any impact on this character whatsoever that we've seen so far. Planet Maltexa, the We're Sorry We Kidnapped You movie night is underway. And she pops through what looks like a movie screen. Okay, gorillas, I'm here for Lisa. Get in my way and I'll systematically detour each and every one of you. You have to go over there. Now you have to go over there. And the cringe continues. It's about time you got here. We've watched 2 seasons of Buffy already, thanks to Zoo's satellite hacking skills. I consider it more like destabilizing known conduits, reconfiguring them based on need and location. But yes, hacking skills. Also, anything for you, Amani. Lisa told us it was your fave show. We can start from the beginning, or we can talk about how you're going to lead us, the Chavez gorillas. We can do both. Now, it's easy to see Lisa right behind him, but that doesn't stop America from saying, Amani, wake up. I'm not here to lead you. I'm here trying not to throttle all of you. Now, where is Lisa? Once again, she's right behind the 2 of them, but she can't see them. And Lisa, who was tied up on a bed at the end of issue 2, seems to be doing just hunky-dory here now. Tells her to calm down and to hear them out. Which, if you're keeping score, negates all tension and motivation this issue has. Seriously, what's the rush to get to Lisa if she's not in danger? And so far, every bit of danger in this series, issues 1, 2, and 3, has been negated in some way, shape, or form. America, you don't understand. You owe us. You will lead us. So America takes a knee and says, all right, I'm not going to fight you. What do you really want from me? To which Imani replies, last time you were here, you said that nothing comes back after one of your punches. And in amazing coincidence, and for visual aid, But you lied to us. And we see a whole bunch of energy creatures fall, one of them hitting Imani in the head. Lisa, Imani's hurt. Bring her over here. I don't have my gear, but I'll do what I can. And with Imani out of the way, this unknown person, I'm going to name her Exposition, decides to tell us that every night these star creatures come out and torture them. They bust up their homes and sometimes even kidnap some of them, but only the mothers. But now the Chavez gorillas are going to resist. And Lisa the doctor has decided that the best way to treat Imani's head wound is to check her pulse. And America's here, and she lends her leadership and says, they're just little balls of reckless energy. Y'all are doing it. Keep bobbing and weaving. Don't be afraid to put some weight behind your punches. There's no fear here, not anymore, not today. Tell him, Zoo. No mas. We couldn't figure out to hit you hard until America was here. So having her pulse checked revived Imani, and she sees that Zoo is in danger. Lisa yells, come back, Imani, you're hurt. Zoo, watch out. She bravely leaps in front of Zoo to take the brunt of a blast from one of the little star energy creatures. Imani, no! And so she lays dying. Zoo, say that thing you always say when I'm really scared and I feel like I can't breathe. Air is... Wait, no, that's not right. We need something else. Ah, yes, some background beatnik poetry music. Air is everywhere. All of the air is yours like dirt and trees. Imani, it's okay to breathe. And thus Imani shuffles the mortal coil. Goodbye, Imani, girl we met in the first panel of the first issue. Goodbye, young lady we thought was kind of a stuck-up teenager. Goodbye, kidnapper of America's girlfriend, person we thought was a villain for an entire issue. We barely knew you. And thus the battle, quote-unquote, rages. There's too many of these things and not enough of us. They just keep coming. I'm failing. How is this possible? What if Storm wasted her time on me? Yes, Storm wasted her time. You wasted our time. It was a waste of time. And then there's a voice from above. Hey, down there. You look like you could use a little help. Which begs the question, what the hell is that girl wearing on her face? Is that a Viewmaster? Why is she wearing a Viewmaster? I understand my age keeps me away from certain fashions, but is this a thing with young people now to wear a Viewmaster on their face? This series and this book has had some cringy things, but it would be hard-pressed to find something more cringy than this. So the Ultimates blast the energy creatures out of the air. Yes! Breathe easy, gorillas. Not you, Imani. The Ultimates are here. Not exactly. And we've reached Ultimate Cringe. Please, Chavez, this is nothing the Lilu Multipass Phi Theta Betas can't handle. Can somebody please cosplay as these people? I swear to God, this is the worst, god-awful art. And this whole thing makes me pain hard in places. There is so much stop function in brain now. Much of my dislike of the writings of Gabby Rivera comes from this group right here. There is nothing good. And you know what? Let's toss in the artist. I forget his name. I'm sorry, because I've seen him do Quainus, something like that. Canis. Anyway, I've seen him do better. But there is nothing about this group that does not make me anger. Seriously. From the name, Lily Multipass Phi Theta Bi... Really, guys? It doesn't fit a fucking name. Oy. Lilu Dallas would have been better. To the way they're drawn as they move... There is no rhyme or reason for these characters. They're horrible. Somebody had to have looked at these pages and said, oh, that's good. And what's worse is someday they're going to make an official Marvel handbook comic again, and these guys are going to be in it. Just think of that. They're official canon now. So the groups team together to fight the big baddie. And who is that big baddie? The same person that America Chavez beat by herself in the beginning of the first issue. Now granted, she just punched her into little versions of herself, but those little versions were easily handled by a bunch of kids. But that doesn't stop us from getting a close-up of America Chavez and a badass saying letting us know that there's something coming in the next issue when we know there's nothing. America Chavez, the mark is upon you and it must be crushed. The what is on me? You know what? It doesn't even matter. I don't know how you did it before, but you're not getting away this time. This is how a chosen family fights. Y'all better be back next time, 'cause no one's saving you a plate. Oh, stop. You're gonna make me pee. Okay, gang. There you go. That's America number 3. And so, you know what? It is better than the first 2 books. I gotta say, there's improvement here. However, this is still one shit book. It's amazing that it hasn't been canceled yet. Anywho, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want me to keep doing these or to stop? It's up to you. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, click like, click share, click subscribe, and you better hit that notification, because nobody's saving you a plate, y'all.